The river is just the great resource of the university in so many ways. It's such a beautiful way to enjoy the campus. And right now, of course, it's running fast and high. When you put the green belt together with the river, you have access to the river. And when you put the university on the other side of it, what more could you possibly ask for? I think every brochure that we put out for our prospective students, we always get a shot of that river, get a shot of those foothills to show students just what it would be like to live here.
I mean, this makes the campus beautiful.
It really does.
How excited are you about joining the Mountain West Conference?
Well, you know, when I got here in 2003, it didn't take me but 6 months to figure out that's where we should be. So I started talking about it then. I talked about it for a long time, and it never really happened. And at some point, I think there was probably a couple of points when I might have thought maybe it never will happen. But we still hung in there, and we kept talking to, I kept talking to the presidents. Our athletic director, Gene Blameyer, kept talking to his fellow ADs. And we just made a solid case for the natural fit that we thought we were in that conference. And when it all came together last year, it was just really exciting. Not just for those of us that worked in the vineyards getting it done, but for our fans and for the community. I mean, the community was really behind the Mountain West affiliation. Now, I have to say they got a little nervous when Utah and BYU left, and then TCU took off. But then along comes Fresno and Nevada, good, strong programs, great universities, and it's still the place where we should be. It's going to be a great conference to compete in.
You talk about the fit with Boise State and the Mountain West. It's athletically, it's academically, I mean, it's a perfect fit.
It is. If you take a look at the Mountain West, there are more metropolitan type universities in the Mountain West than we had in the WAC. And so, for example, oftentimes when people would ask me, what is Boise State University trying to be? I'd say, we're trying to be UNLV someday. Or if you want to really get big about it, you can talk about Arizona State. Now that's in the Pac-10, but in other words, metropolitan research universities. Universities that are centered in metropolitan areas and serve metropolitan areas. And San Diego State is another great example of a Mountain West school that meets that criteria. Of course, the University of Utah did as well. But we're so excited about the continuity, I think, that we'll be able to bring along into the conference. It will add strength, I think, for them, but it certainly is going to be a major value to us.
How often do you get asked about the blue turf?
Constantly. There's always somebody wanting to know, is it true that the ducks and the geese land on the blue turf thinking it's water? And the answer to that is no, that's an urban legend that somebody must have had a lot of fun with in its early years. It is interesting to see how the coaches react to the blue field. We do have some coaches that think our blue uniforms on a blue field is a decided disadvantage. But then there's teams with green pants and they're playing on green fields, so I don't quite understand that one. But if you go across the Mountain West, when you get down to San Diego State, for example, well, you've got professional football, professional baseball, but just take football alone. In some sense, there must be some competition between intercollegiate football and in a big city and a football program that is pro. Here, we don't have any competition for football, either semi or full-blown pro, so this is the city's team. There's no question about it. And the city's very proud of the fact that the Broncos have placed Boise and Boise State on the map.
President Kustra, thanks so much for taking the time out to show us your blue field and your beautiful campus.
Well, thanks, Marius. It's been great having you, and we look forward to seeing you on the Mountain Network.